All
Magic.
right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Nifty Island. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. This is George of GT8Studios. Appreciate everybody coming out. Um, let's do this. So, can everybody see my screen and hear me?
Yep, looks fine to me. Looks fine.
All right. Okay. So, um, last time I did the session, we learned how to make a model and then how to unwrap it. And the next stage of the process is the texturing and painting. So as you see here, here's my little pencil sword. I had put one out last summer, just like kind of like an OG version. So it's just kind of flat textures and so to me, the painting and substance texturing is really cool because it's like another shot at a model, you know. But nowadays, I don't even do like the basic ones. I just do if I'm gonna do a free one, I'm gonna texture it nice, really now, because there's just so many good artists. You know, you just gotta up your game. You know, with the AI art, we just gotta keep challenging ourselves. So when you're looking at these kind of things, you need to kind of break it down into the elements. So for example, you can see here's the eraser one, metal, tip. And this is all kind of, if you're good with Photoshop or softwares like that, this is going to be pretty cool for you guys. So here I have this Nifty Island pencil sword. If I go to my modes, we can even find a little rendering view.
Sorry for catching you, GT8. I think we only see the Discord screen. We're not seeing the right screen.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
I just gotta click on screen in Discord, then change it to the full screen, I think. Change windows, then...
Change windows. Sorry, guys. Screen. Where'd it go? I hate when this happens. Share your screen. Let me stop. Screen. Okay. Campfire. A window, screen, or app. I don't know why this is.
I usually just choose screen, but I choose the first screen that I have.
Okay. Share this window. Share all application windows. I'm sharing all. Okay. So now. Okay. Do you guys see it? You're only seeing
Right?
Discord, huh?
Yeah, I'm only seeing Discord at the moment.
Okay. Jesus.
It's alright, it's alright. It's alright.
Um.
So, yeah, I'm gonna... You can start the screen, I'll send you in this chat where it is exactly.
Sorry, guys.
I know it is, sorry about it. So,
Okay. So. Change. Share what to share. Okay, hold on. I think I had to upgrade my nitro. Maybe that's what it was.
ooh, it could be if you were trying to share it with higher quality, I think, something like that. Yeah, it could be.
Change. Well, it only says choose what to share using a system interface, a window screen, or app. Also share the application. Make selection. Share this window. Let me try that one. Jesus.
Still on the show, just when you click on screen near your name at the bottom left, it should show you how many. Not there, the screen. Get out of your name, then there is screen there, above the mic. The green
Yeah,
thing.
screen. Okay.
Then you go change windows.
Change windows.
And you gotta click the full window, not the application. If you pick up application, then it will just
It's not
record the
popping
full
up anything though.
It's not popping up anything? Ooh,
No.
it's weird.
Man.
It's an infinity mirror.
Change windows. It's an infinity mirror, yeah. Add windows. Share entire screen.
Now it's working. Now I can see
thank
that.
goodness.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
guys. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Oh my god. All right. So here we are. We have the Nifty Island pencil. I made it number 1. I released the OG version, and now we have this version. So if we click on the yellow section, that'll disappear. And this is, again, how you want to break it down. So let me take out these GT8Studios. But if you guys look there, you can see how I had to kind of break these up. So it's real. This one is fine, but these two I had to kind of cut around and make that together. And then this is also in 1024 scale. I'm gonna go start from scratch though, and we're gonna go to 2048. Go to select. Now in here, the little drop down areas, there's a blender one. There's a lot of different ones. I'm just gonna use the standard one for now. And then I'm gonna go to my new character or new model. So here's my Bit Beast. So here you can see on the right side, it's really jumped up a lot. All the different layers and everything. The more complex the element, the crazier it's going to be. So what's cool about this is we can just start using these quick masks or smart objects and go to tiling. So to get it to this way, I kind of just separated all the colors that I wanted. You can do different things with this, and it does it pretty nicely. Close this one a little more. Okay. So here you can move it around. If you wanted to change the tiling size, you can. So let's go with that, and let's drop this guy on to his face. Oops, let's try 8. If you hit the F button, you can zoom in on it. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's do these parts. So when you select, have it all nicely labeled, you can just kind of drag and drop. Just all right. Could change his legs up. So let's continue on. Oh, this is driving me nuts, not having the eyes. Okay, cool. There we go. And then let's we'll continue doing this kind of style with him. Tiling. In Blender, there is a plugin for Substance Painter, but it's really more just like you don't really have the control that you'll have in this program in Substance Painter. But you will be able to tile things, rotate it, offset it. You could change some of the dynamic properties as well. This is just kind of like my warm-up piece I'm going to do. Oh, what kind of hands should we make? Who can guess? We need diamond hands. Okay, so we can even search in the little libraries area. So here's our... So if we were in Blender, you'd just be able to apply that and then just change the tiling of it. You can also change the offset it. You can do a bunch of stuff. Here we can even change the hue and saturation. All right, so let's keep going. Let's hit X. So we're doing this little alien mesh. That's kind of like the first layer of things. Oh, this is one of the best parts, is the gold. Drop some gold on it. Booyah. All right. So now he's a little bit more like my bit beast. You know, and what was cool about this character and any ones that you get from a project is that they'll come unwrapped really nice. First they'll come textured, so you kind of have a direction of where to go. And then you can just manipulate it how you want. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, I did both feet. Some versions, the last version I was, like my test version, I was doing this and I had just like the legs were one thing. Here I cut it up a little bit more. Right foot, good thing I got it organized. Okay, that's pretty close. Awesome. All right. Oh, we were missing the ears. Okay. All right. So a lot of times you gotta just make sure you're on the right layer. Right now we only have one layer going on, so it's not too much crazy stuff on. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, so let's say we got this guy, this nice little version, and we want to take it further. So let me just Control Shift S, and save this version out. So let's say metal, almost kind of looks like a Egyptian kind of thing. I don't know. It's like a robot too. Just say metal robot. But now let's say we wanted to do this version, but we wanted to make it gold. Or do a gold version of it. So let me Control Shift S, gold, metal, bit beast. So you can in Substance you can also each month you get a bunch of free credits towards assets. So you can search in there and grab different stuff. Let me see where my gold is. Let's go. There's one that's just like solid gold. Okay, so solid gold. All right, and say now let's get like a little bit deeper into it. Say we wanted to, like here, it's kind of got a face here, and say we didn't want it or did want it, whatever. We can also manipulate it. So I'm going to right click and hit Add White Mask, and it's the same thing as Photoshop with a mask. If you're coloring with a brush in white, it's gonna bring it back. If you're coloring in black, it's going to take it away. So I can hit shift and so you can start. But I want the gold under here. Make sure. See when you start messing. Okay. All right, and then let's say we wanted to get rid of it. So let's go to. Oh, I must have made a black mask. Kind of cool. So we can always fix the painting. I like to just kind of like a general version on things. So I might even do this guy up here. Say it's Ash Wednesday. Maybe I'll even do more of that. Let's take a look at the back. Yeah, so I can hit the bracket button and scale up my F tool to zoom in or like get closer to it. Okay, so let's go to our weight. Okay. All right. So you can see we're starting to bring out some of the details. I don't really like something that's pure solid gold. I like to put a little contrast. So let's click onto. So here, if I'm painting on the chest, but I'm not on the chest layer, it's not going to work. So you got to make sure you're on the right layer. Let me just drop this gold, and then it'll automatically switch to that layer. Kind of a helpful trick. And then here, even with like layers, so that's kind of cool, like just in itself. Let's do another round, and then so you'll see it blends with it, whatever's on top. And you can do just like in Photoshop, you can do the blending layers. So a lot of times I'm either on a multiply, color, value. Let me drop that on there. Let me do undo. So let's go to value. And then it's got that shiny style. Right click, add white mask. I actually want the mask on this guy. Okay. So you can see the difference in the resolution since we're at 2048. Right. And we could even add, let's say we want to put something on there. So I'm going to go to my texture area. So last time I was doing it, we were learning how to use textures to model something. Now we're taking textures and we're going to be applying it to. So I've got a nice little palm drawing that I did. And I'm going to drag it on. You can drag it onto the mesh, but I really like to do it from over here. And then you can select what you want. Okay, so now I'm gonna shrink this. Let me go into this section. So if you hit shift and pull from the corner, you'll get a nice even. So you can rotate it from the parameters too. Boom. So now it's got a nice little palm on it. Okay. So keep going. Go back to my... And if you hover over the different tools, it'll show you what it is. Let me get back my... Let me do this kind of gold. Put that under. Okay, cool. Could even do a mask on top of this guy and start cutting out the palm tree. It's take a little bit more finesse, but okay, so that's where we were. I didn't like that gold. Okay, so I'll just layer it properly. All right, back in business. Okay, so here let's get our mask. Control Z to undo. All right, we'll do one more little palm. Or let's do this. Oh no, we want to do it on this guy. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna grab my Bit Beast texture from I did for my arcade last summer. Let's see. So it gets upside down. Do whoops. One. There we go. Oh no, I had it. Sorry. Oh no, I didn't. It just rotated. Alright, I'm gonna cancel this one out because I'm not feeling it. And that's just kind of the process, you know, see what works, have fun. Back to that guy. So that's that one. I'm gonna go switch to a new model. All right. So here we have an arcade, classic 80s arcade, and I just love arcades. It's a fun object to model. You know, and again, it's cool that you have something like this because then you can redo it. You know, and or somebody can hire you to make a custom version of theirs. So let's make a custom Nifty Island arcade. All right. Oh, so we have this little octopus texture. I don't like it though. Okay. Does anybody have a... Oh, I will struggle with adding metallic to my Blender creations. Yeah. That would be cool. So that's awesome. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So really, what we want to do with this stuff is build a story. You know, what's the story of this arcade? I feel like if it has something like that, people are going to gravitate to it more. So, and that's also going to help us figure out what we want to texture it with. So this is a Nifty Island one. So let's grab some green island stuff. Again, So this is the vegetable skin. Just do that for our first pass. Okay. And then that in there. So it's cool when you have it really nicely unwrapped and everything layered. It's like a coloring book, and then it's a lot more fun. Find some glass. Yeah. Or we can do this one. Okay, so it's kind of reflecting there. So here, let's find a texture. Let's see. So here, using the Nifty Island assets, can do this. Boom. Okay. So, and it'll reflect in game too. So like if you're looking for that metal feel, you really want that metal stuff, then Substance Painter is a good way to go. Okay, so textures. Yes, the assets are textures blender add. Yeah, you can. It is a blender add-on. So you just would go to Substance Painter and you would download the thing, and you would add it to your add-on. You download the zip and add it to the add-ons, and then it'll be like a draw. I'm gonna do a little version of that in Blender once I finish this arcade. Let's see. All right. Let's get the rest of this. All right. Ooh, sweet. Nicely wrapped. Vegetables. Okay. Plastic. Could go with that. Or carbon, rubber. Let's see. For the top, let's do like a beach, you know. So, see, substance asset we have. Do they have a beach texture? River pebbles. You know, and what's cool about here is that they keep adding stuff, so you can even type metal, and it's gonna show a bunch of metal. Only showed few. Oh, because I have free assets turned on. So here, there's a tons of 1,680. If you type space, millions of them, or 83, but let's see. Ground. So let's just try. I have a bunch of ground ones. Okay, it's kind of cool. Okay, so now let's add this guy. And for this part, I'm going to do a texture image that I made. Okay. Drag it onto the UV section. Scale down from the corner to make it straight. Okay. So now we have the bones of it, and now we can keep adding to it. So I think up here, let's add a new layer, and we're going to this time stencil, and let's grab a font. Oh, oops, I don't want it from there. I want the alpha. Okay. So this is one that I made myself. Oh, I need to have material. Yep. Working. Get out of here. Okay. Oops. Views, asset, display setting. You want display material. Sorry. Okay. So, how much time are we doing? Okay, good. 10:37. There's. Let me come back. Could do some other stuff too. Say we didn't like this whole vibe of it. Finish the buttons. All right, cool. Okay, so now check the chat. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad. Awesome. Think I'll have to get that. Yeah, definitely. If you guys really want to take your texturing to the next level, this is the way to do it. For sculpting, I suggest ZBrush. A Substance Painter isn't free though; it's pretty expensive. So now let's say we want to get it into Nifty Eye, right? I'm actually going to, let me just save this version. Let's say grass. I'm going to come back to him. And let's go to a one that I was working on while demoing this. So we're going to go and we're going to send this to something else that Substance Painter, or if you get the subscription, you get Substance Painter and then you get Substance Stager. So I'm going to send this to there. And usually, like when I first started messing around with this, they didn't have, this is years ago, they didn't have the stager. So we would have to export all these textures into Blender. So let's or to whatever software you want to use. So, sorry, the other one is jumping in, so it's bugging me down. And Blender. Okay. So here in Substance Stager, we have the model, and it's all packaged together. So let me go to a different one. Don't save. And here it's cool because you can take nice render shots as well. So this was one of my arcades I made that's available right now in the Nifty marketplace. Let me turn that one off. And so here's a kind of like a space one I did. So say, you make the model and you really want it to look really nice. So you can either render a nice screenshot of it, but like to me, it's kind of a disconnect when you just use an image for the marketplace instead of like a 3D render. So nowadays I've been actually taking this object and sending it to After Effects, because this rendering takes a long time. It does a nice job, but After Effects, I'll export this to a OBJ. What I'm gonna do, so I'll go to export scene objects, And so arcades, nifty demo. Okay. So that's what I've learned to do lately. So now I can bring this into Blender. Okay, so file, import. Okay, go to shading section. All right. And I do want to pop back into Substance Painter because I do want to export. There's one, well, I should have done it this one. Okay, so let me, okay. That way we can export mesh. Send to, sorry. Substance Stager. And we'll use this guy. But let's also export textures because this is important. If you want to get this into Blender, and you guys should know this stuff anyways. So I'm gonna change it to the Blender settings. Blender, okay. And then, so this is the trouble sometimes, is that it's gonna export all of these. Each one has, there's a base, there's a normal, there's a metallic, a displacement, roughness. You need those 5 for each texture set. So let me put that in. Sorry, my computer's struggling. Export textures. Okay. Close one of these. Okay. Brass arcade. Okay, so now, boom, it's exporting every single one of those textures. Got them all nicely done. Okay. In Stager, hit F. I wish we could do that in Nifty. Like you hit like the Z button or the F button, and it'll zoom into whatever object immediately. So let me export scene objects. Brass arcade. Please hold as we export this model. All right, let me close that. So now it's nicely packaged. We have the models, and I really want this screen to glow. That's what I was saying the last time. That's like the magic. So you can either do file import or you can drag and drop. Shading. Wait for this guy to catch up. Okay. So now we can click on that part on the screen, and we're going to go to emissions. And let's pull this color out and go to image texture. And we're going to get the grass screen. It was screen base color. We're going to add it to that. It doesn't look like it did anything yet because it hasn't kind of yet. So we want to just set the strength to 1. All right. So now it'll glow in the game from a distance. It'll have the glass feel and glow in the game. So that's what I have a little collection of arcades I'm going to put out that I took my time on, did some really nice texture on, and we'll be putting out on the marketplace. Oh, thanks, XR8. Do you have to bake the emissions? You don't. No, you don't. But if you bring in the textures to, like, if you're using the Substance Painter plugin, you do have to bake it in there. Point of fact. So that's why I use Stager as a bridge between the two, because otherwise we're going in there and we're doing that, adding the maps for each one, and it's a lot. You know, when it's a smaller model, it's not such a big deal, but when it becomes all these different elements, it can get really crazy. Yeah, so again, that's why I don't really use it in Substance, but like you can, but then it's a whole baking issue, you know? Yeah, I would definitely get a subscription. It's worth it, you know. It really is. It takes your models to the next level, gets you to have another chance with it, and it makes it fun. Yeah, baking is the worst. It is the worst. So that's like when I wanted to get back into doing all the Substance Paint, which I've done for years, but yeah, I started doing it in Blender with it, and I was like, wait, now I gotta bake it? I gotta do every single one of these? I was like, no, this is ridiculous. So luckily, I started messing with Stager and got some really cool results out of things. So let me cancel, save, Grass Arcade. That was just a work in progress, but so yeah, here in Stager, you can do some cool stuff like they have a workshop already built, create new. So if you want to get some really nice renders or stills, it's even cool that you can do some AI stuff. So mushroom, and it'll do decent. You know, the AI nowadays is really good from afar, but if you look close up, you can tell the difference. But that's just part of the game. Yeah, so I mean that's why with AI I've really tried to make nice models and put some really nice texture on anything that I put out there. It's like the old John Henry story, you know, against the machine. How are you gonna beat the machine? You just gotta get better, do cooler things, I guess. You know, tell good stories about your pieces so that people build a connection with them. Ministry of Flat. No, I haven't. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, so here it makes decent mushroom. That's pretty awesome for in 2 seconds, you know. If I was to model that, you know, it takes some time. Plus, we got to unwrap it. You got to texture. I mean, there's automatic UVs and stuff like that, but you know, like as you guys could tell in Substance Painter, if you want the control, then sometimes you need to do it yourself. So here's one that I was working on before. So you can see I did like a little it's a little bit more like I wanted a jersey, you know. So I even had, let's see if this will work. Throw skin on. Because you can save masks as well. So this little cut of the shirt, you could save that mask and apply it to other things. So say you wanted it to be a red jersey. Well, you can take that mask and apply it. So let's do that. What did I call that? Shirt, I think. Oh. There we go. I did it the old-fashioned way. That was with the apple texture. You know, this is cool. Even if you don't want to do all the fancy, you just want to stay in 2D. You can just use the paint bucket or the paint brush and just paint on it as it is in 2D. You know, you don't have it. It really depends on what the needs of the project are. If somebody wants it to be cartoony, then we're just gonna paint in flat colors. You know, if somebody wants it to be super hot, you know, high resolution and whatever, you know, like I would even change. Okay, so here the resolution is 1024. It really doesn't. It's not that bad. I think Nifty maxes out at 2040, 2048. Yeah, mapping's tough. Just got the hang of you're mapping CD4. Yeah, it gets easier. It does get easier. Frontal projection, yeah, I use that a lot. I use the camera projection, the planar projections, yeah. There's so many different softwares. It's just kind of find your thing. I think Blender is cool because it is free. I use Autodesk Maya whenever I'm doing like really high-end work. It's pretty precise, but that's not free. So let's go into this. Where's my... I want to get on this guy's face. And let me close out Stager. Peter's kind of getting crazy. So much going on. Okay, so there we go. We're on his face. Pull down this window. If it'll let me. Alien. Add white mask. So if I didn't like that, that's what I was saying before. If you didn't want that little section of face, you could take that out. If I go to white, it'll bring it back. Oh, sorry. Alright, good old undo. Okay, so say I wanted a little bit of a smile. You can see he's kind of got this nice little smile here. There. Maybe I would probably do the same thing that we're... Oh no. Okay. So just turn that part on. Yeah, I do things in passes a lot of times, and then it's not so annoying. And I do that for everything, like in animation or kind of any project. You know, otherwise it gets to be too much. Yeah, so we got some really cool textures. Let's give them our diamond hands, of course. You know, it's just so much work with all this stuff, and then we got to get it rigged. But luckily, there's some cool rigging tools now that really speed up the process. So, you know, I grew up having to do all this stuff on my own, every stitch of it. When I got my Master's of Arts degree at DePaul in 2019, I did a motion capture film, where the minions went to the arcades. And so when I heard about Nifty, that's when I was like, you know what, that was a really cool model. I'm gonna make that for Nifty Island. I shared it with the BitBeast community and for that contest, and that was really cool. So, and I've also had projects come to me and hire me to do their own arcades. So you can see you can really at this point it just becomes traits, and that's what I kind of tried to do when I got into Nifty. I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. Let me do it. Let me do my 3D style. I love 3D. I do a lot of 2D as well and some stop motion, but it was just such a cool opportunity to bring my 3D art skills to the surface and continue my 3D art journey. So maybe like back here, I would do the gold. And get on the right layer. Anytime you're working with this, make sure you're on the right layer. So this one, yeah. I'm having a little trouble with it lagging. But, just on time. That base is rolled. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah. It's cool because we all have these. We all have 3D projects that we're a part of, and we can use their art to make other stuff. And this was nice. All I had to do was kind of cut up the body shapes, or not cut up, but like reshape, retexture. So like face, make a texture map or a texture for that. For the shirt, for legs, for arms, for eyes, pupils. And it's all there. You didn't really have to. I hear somebody was saying they have trouble with unwrapping. This was already unwrapped. I didn't have to do anything. So that's what was cool about this. I was like, oh, neat. I can just go play and have fun. Awesome, versus whatever, Let's see. Maybe I would do his. Does anybody have any suggestions for the legs? I can't stress enough how you. Oh yes, we are talking about Substance Painter. Yeah, it is. It's the bomb. Bomb.com, without a doubt. It's owned by Adobe. Used to be its own entity, but Adobe bought it out. So let me polish away at. So if I took away the gold, this is what we would have. Some other cool ones. Let's see what would happen if we did diamond arms. All right. That's pretty much Substance Painter in a nutshell. Did anybody have any other questions? Grayscale Gorilla is dropping new textures today too. Oh, neat. Yeah, it's cool. Like with texturing too, because you can just take people's decals and drag and drop it right on there. I'm a big fan of photography, so let's throw my. So here's so somebody was a photographer. They gave me their art, and they're like, "I want to see my art in my BitBeast." have all these other. If things start looking weird, it's because you got a lot of layers going on, and some are overlapping. That's what's kind of the fun about Substance Painter and all that. $50 a month for Substance Painter. Yes, it is. It is. It's not cheap. But like, if you've got the money, it's cheaper on Steam. It is worth it. I really do believe it's worth it. Yeah. If you've got the coin, I mean, if you want to be a 3D artist, that's what's tough. Is this game is it costs money if you want to play, you know. But it's definitely worth it. You know, then you can really customize your stuff, or at least the projects, and start getting to learn about the different tools and things like that. Do a save as Bit Beast demo. It does have a free trial, yeah. And so you could check it out for 30 days. Yep, students get discounts on that stuff for sure. And you get usually you get two versions on two different accounts. So if it could be you and like your son or your nephew, like you were saying. Oh my God, so many hours doing this manually. 100%. Yeah. And sometimes I'll do it manually because I want like a cartoony feel. So I'll go into Illustrator and I will draw something and bring it in. But yeah, I mean, if I'm really getting into it down and dirty and I want it to look awesome, I'm going to go into Substance Painter. So here with that texture applied, just like an overall, you know, and you can do these kind of styles with so many different things. If you think about it, you can do a rock one, a lava one, you can do a space one. Let me see, space. There's a space suit. Takes a second to apply. When we're working on 2048, it's going to be bigger. Still loading. Let's see. Okay. So here's this like NASA texture. Let me shrink it down. Grab it from the corner. Okay. So doesn't do it perfect, but like we could do things to fix that and make it. If we did some masks like we've seen and all that. I also have other layers on top of each other, so if we added a space helmet, kept going with it, we would have the texture that we wanted. Yeah. That's funny. Anybody have any questions? Really enjoy showing everybody.
Hey, that was a really great workshop.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
It's how that Bitbeast becomes royalty. It's amazing. Before we start wrapping up this workshop, I'm gonna